All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the Carolina Panthers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And this is complete to Moore on the comebacker. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards through the air and a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
20.
On first down, it's Newton. Eluding the pressure right. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 11 more on that one and another first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. He's going to air one out. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
He's got a man, complete. A gain of 32 that time.
I know at retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissue. On second down, Freeman. And he'll go down at the 28. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first. A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. On the carry, here's Marshawn Lynch. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On second down, Lynch. He can't get him down. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Ryan keeps it on the sneak. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal.
Get up! Hey, Tuesday.
They'll run here with Freeman. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons are in for 6. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. To throw on second down is Newton. Looking deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there for Carolina. 53 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's no quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Throwing on third down, Newton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And Gano's kick is right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Atlanta now coming out on the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. Oh, the ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight end don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, Newton again. And he fires one that's intercepted. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. But fortunately, a Panther was able to get on this, so Carolina keeps the ball.
The start of this game has me doing flashbacks and remembering when I was playing and seeing a similar start and seeing the head coach actually take a timeout and gather the whole team around him and tell him everybody to get it together. Let's get some focus going here, because maybe he just sensed that maybe the whole team wasn't ready to play.
Yeah, well, they've gone interception, now fumble. 9 yards is the pick up there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, here's Newton. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. 1:59 to go in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. And Newton's going to keep it. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th.
No gain? Quarterback sneak? No gain? Aren't you supposed to get something out of that?
And needed a full yard there. And Gano's kick is right through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, and it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, we know he's an electric runner. Earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to bottle him up at different levels. That was your suggestion. Some mixed results.
Yeah, certainly, because we have seen him bottled up at times. We've seen it.
He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now Newton on 1st down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bruce Carter. He's the one who finally gets him down for what will wind up being a loss of 16 yards. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Off play action. Newton. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And he's able to bring it out 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
White 20, white 90.
They're going to look to throw. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he's got room. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Freeman again, a 1st down carry. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And down inside the 15 he goes. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
On. Right 20. Back over. Lion. 300. Eagle.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this one's incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on 2nd down. They hit him with the draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
Well, you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on 2nd and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass him with a running play.
They'll look to run with Freeman. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you want two.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Trying to punch it in with Smith. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. This Carolina defense looking to keep him out of the end zone once more. 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Freeman. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And it's up and good. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Ted McKinley able to get in and bury him well behind the line for a loss of 17. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. A shotgun snap for Newton. Steps away to his left. And that'll be incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Now it's Newton. Airing it out for Olsen. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Ron Parker. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they're getting blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right? This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Hey, let's go! Eagle. White 20. White 90.
They'll set up to throw. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
A gain of 3, second down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
90, 20. 52.
Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
We got 3. 3 down. 3 down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go. Watch 7. Watch 7. Right 20. Right 80.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down to where the play developed.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones, his second touchdown on the season, and the Falcons will extend their lead. Tavecchio good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
That's it. 180.
On 2nd and 10, Newton escaping the pressure right. Well, it's caught on the right side at Smith. And all the way down to the 35. A big play there for the Panthers. And even 40 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now Newton. Being chased out left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Now Newton. He sets to fire deep. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Newton throwing again. Airing it out deep for Smith. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Desmond Trufant, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing it.
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Double. Lion. 300.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make this a second down.
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now back to throw. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down, 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
Back to throw here. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. This is Freeman. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is good. And that will make this now an 18-point ball game. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. Carolina getting set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.